What's going on, guys? It's Brandon here with Roadrunner Sports, and today we're reviewing the ASICS Cumulus 23. This is a shoe that, kind of like a good friend that you haven't seen in a long time, every time you come back to it, you're going to have a good time, you're going to share laughs, and more specifically, you're going to keep running. This is that type of shoe, so let's get into it. So the Cumulus 23 is not a shoe that's packed in with a ton of technology features. This is a shoe where they put the best of what's tried and true and keeps you on the road. I think that this is the type of shoe that you're going to run in if you want to avoid injuries, if you're someone who's getting back out into the road for the first time in a long time, or maybe you're a beginning runner, but also if you're a seasoned marathoner and you just want to log a lot of miles. This is a shoe I think you need to have in your rotation because it's really reliable. I think it's going to avoid injuries because you don't have any crazy technology in there that might, say it's going to prevent injuries, which in some cases it does. When we talk about injury prevention, all the technology that gets put in the shoes is put in there for a reason, for specific runners, and if you're a runner who has a specific issue, you should get shoes with specific technology that's going to help you alleviate those problems. So if you're not someone who has very peculiar running style or very peculiar running needs, I think this shoe is going to be great for you. I'd recommend this to a ton of people simply because I can't get my foot out of it. I'm wearing it all the time, even when I'm not running. It has a really comfortable ride. Part of the reason it has such comfortable ride is because ASICS has engineered the forefoot to be gender specific, as well as the Trestick system that provides the support, which is internal on this shoe. And then speaking of foot shape a little bit, I wouldn't say that I have a wide foot. I've never bought a wide shoe, but I do tend to run a little bit wider, and in some more narrow shoes, I would say that I would need to go wide, but I just tend to stay away from those. This has a really wide forefoot. It feels great on foot, and it lets my toe split out. I don't feel cramped in there. There's no hot spots. It's a really good ride. And kind of going on with the comfort theme of this shoe, I'm able to just slip right into it without really needing to tie up and lace down really hard. It has a really soft interior as well as an exterior. This is the type of exterior you'd find on a nice sports jacket. It's a dual layered mesh, but the top of the mesh has this coating on it. I'm not sure what it is, but it feels really soft and it just kind of gives you that luxury feel on the shoe. But let's get into some more specifics on the performance of the shoe and how it rides. So in the midsole, we have the FLYTEFOAM Propel, which is not their most cushioned ride, but it provides a ton of support and a good responsiveness. So the shoe does give you a lot of ground feel, and there's a second reason to that, which we'll get into when we talk about the outsole. But you have a ton of ground feel in this shoe, so if you're running on the balls of your feet, you're definitely going to be able to feel that responsiveness coming from the ground. And if you're more of a heel striker, you do have that gel in the heel that's going to provide that shock absorption and be really great on your joints. Or if you're slowing down or going downhill and you're not a heel striker, that's where this is going to come into play. Overall, it's a really great ride in the midsole. I think it's super cushioned, and like I said earlier in the video, this is their best type of technology, I think. Their Propel has been around for a long time. It's very responsive and it lasts a long time. It doesn't kind of stop being responsive after you put in a couple hundred miles. So that combined with the gel is going to give you a fantastic responsiveness. Alright, let's switch to the outsole of this shoe and see why this is going to give you a little more of that ground feel I was talking about earlier. So when you switch to the outsole, you see that there's still a ton of rubber like ASICS. That's one of my favorite things about ASICS shoes is that they have a ton of rubber, so they're going to last you a long time. I don't mind the additional weight that you get from having all that extra rubber because it's going to maintain its grippiness on the concrete, and it's just going to last me a long time and not impact my running, and I know that I can just continue to go on it and it's not going to wear out. So with this shoe, actually, opposed to the normal AHAR, the ASICS high abrasion rubber, now they have the AHAR light. So the shoe is going to be a little bit lighter and the rubber is going to be a little bit thinner, and that's why I said you're going to feel the ground a little more when you're running in this shoe. You can see here where I'm striking, some of the grippiness on the outsole is actually starting to fade away already. I've put probably around 25 miles on this shoe, and I expect it to last a long time because I do have trust in the ASICS high abrasion rubber. It might not last as long as your typical ASICS high abrasion rubber since this is the light version, but just something to keep in mind that this is still really good rubber, and it's just going to be a little bit lighter and it's going to keep you out on the road hopefully just as long. So overall, the Cumulus 23 is a great shoe, and it's slipped right into my lineup as well as into my daily life, where it's just become kind of one of those daily drivers for me because of how comfortable it is. It's really low profile. I really like that it doesn't make me, the stack height doesn't make me feel too lifted off the ground. So overall, I think if you're a runner who enjoys high mileage, this is going to be a great shoe for you to just get your daily miles in, your slow long runs. If you're a beginning runner who doesn't know what type of shoe they want to get, I'd say try this one out because there's not a lot that's going to get in your way. And if you need a more specific shoe later on, you'll know where you need to add in. And I'd say if you're watching this and you're someone who hasn't been out on the road as much as you like, this is a great shoe to pick up to get back out on the road and start logging those miles for the similar reasons as the beginning runner. But it has all that cushion, and once you start upping your mileage, you're really going to enjoy this shoe the longer you wear it. So if you want to try this out, if you're a Roadrunner Sports VIP, you get 90 days to try this shoe out. If you don't like it for whatever reason, you can send it back to us and we'll get you a better shoe that fits your needs. And if you're ordering online, you get free shipping on all your online orders. So go ahead and check this out, that Cumulus 23, and I'll see you guys on the road.